Well, Craig, so you got it done.
Yeah, we got something.
Hold it on there, let me look at that. Well, that's a nice one.
But we got them all on film too, that's for sure.
Hey, this is Southwind Hunting Adventures and I'm your host, Jared Lott. The guy holding the black buck, well, you'll get to know him pretty well. His name's Preacher. You'll also get to know Mr. Jack, he's the owner-operator, Danny, Kyle, myself, and any of the other hunters that we have that come hunt with us throughout the year. We are a licensed hunting preserve down here in Live Oak, Florida. We don't want to hide that. We want y'all to know we are high fenced. We have hogs, whitetail, and all kind of different exotics so that you can come down here and hunt with us. But enough about me. Let's get back to Preacher's shenanigans.
Well, here we are at Southwind Whitetails Adventures. Decided to do a little safari style hunt today. My guide, Pastor Mike, put a quart of gasoline in the swamp buggy. We've been out here about 15 minutes and ran out of gas.
Oh, 15 minutes.
The only thing worse is he's been blowing that access call. I'm pretty sure this whole side of the farm's got nothing on it.
All right, so Preacher, he's known for his shenanigans and not putting fuel in the buggy. Well, that's something that I don't put past him, quite honestly. But if that's the worst thing that happens or that he does this whole weekend, we're in great shape. But let's get back out and see what they're up to, because I'm sure that just sitting here on this buggy, there's got to be something going on.
And so, this is what it sounds like on the guy who owns the company who makes the calls. And then I'm gonna do my version of it, okay? And this guy says, be ready, you know, giant axes are gonna come in. So I'm gonna do it and we're gonna see what happens.
Apparently that, when Pastor Mike does it, it's some kind of an alert.
Because everything goes to running.
We haven't seen an animal within a half an hour of him blowing that in 3 days, 6 days of trying this year.
All right, so now you see why we call it Preacher Pressure. He's sitting here, he can't be still, can't be quiet. He's always got some kind of tactic that he's coming up with. He calls himself the best guide inside of a fence out there. And well, I'll leave that up to y'all to decipher. But anyway, let me set this show up for you. We've got me and Kyle, we're down this weekend with our families. It's New Year's Eve week. And we've also got Craig and his family and a few other families down. So we're going to try to hunt ourselves as well as capture all the harvest from the other families that came down this week.
All right, so we're out here in a ground blind out here at Southwind Whitetails Hunting Adventures. I'm with Josh and Craig, and Josh shot a monster buck last night. We found it this today and got it all taken care of, and now we're back in the stand with Craig. Craig is going to put some lead sling, and he's already said that we have some rams in front of us, about 190, and he's wanting to take a ram, and we're going to wait on the big red axis too, so he's wanting to get an axis and possibly take one of these rams. So stick around, we're going to have a good time. We're going to videotape. And what do you think, Craig? You want to sling some lead?
I'm slinging lead today.
All right, well, stick around. We'll be back with you as soon as we start. We're going to get this right thing rocking.
This episode is brought to you in part by Black Widow Deer Lure, Lethal Products, and Lou Gravity Feeders.
We're Kyle and Jared Lott of Smack TV,
Each week, we go into millions of homes to show you great hunting.
and we couldn't do what we do without TC Outdoors doing what they do.
It doesn't matter if your adventure takes you fishing in the local pond or on a cross-country hunt.
TC Outdoors is going to be there for you with gear, know-how, and support, just like they are for us.
They've been here for years. We know them.
And we trust them.
So come by TC Outdoors on Northside Drive. Tell them Jared and Kyle sent you.
So why does Whitetail Edge use Black Widow deer lures? It's 100% pure whitetail deer urines. It's never brown or broken down. Black Widow deer lures are always fresh, collected and bottled within 24 hours of collection to guarantee freshness. So why should you use Black Widow deer lures? Because it works. Visit www.blackwidowdeerlures.com.
Now for the tip of the week, brought to you by Dead End Game Calls.
Dead End Game Calls calling tip of the week. We're talking about deer calls, in particular the traffic jam wooden grunt call. We have a traffic jam wooden grunt call. It is fully adjustable from the mature buck grunt, young buck grunt, doe bleat, and fawn bleat, all in one call. It's simply a call that can do it all. For extra realism this fall, make sure that you add those estrus bleats in with your buck grunts, and it's all capable right here in one grunt call. Throw in those estrus bleats. You'll have more success this fall by mixing it up.
He's the mean one. He's one that butts them all. All right there, Jimmy.
All right, so Craig, he's getting antsy. He's been hunting these axes, having to deal with Preacher all morning long, and the axes, they just aren't showing. They're not showing up, and that's one thing about an axis deer is that they are very tough to pattern. They're almost impossible to pattern, and they're just very elusive to hunt. But it's such a challenge that it just makes it all worthwhile when it all comes together. Well, it looks like Craig shot a little bit high. Let's hope that these rams stay in the field and give him another opportunity.
He ain't going nowhere. Alrighty, dog. What do you think?
You gotta love these rams.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta love them. It's a beautiful animal.
Yeah. Congratulations, dog. That's a beautiful ram. That's awesome.
I shot over him on purpose to move him away from the pack.
Oh, is that what he did? That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Well, Craig, we know what happened. You're sitting in the blind with Preacher, and that Preacher pressure got to you. You got a little antsy. You shot a little high, but the second shot paid off. Right in the boiler room, the ram didn't run very far at all. Super, super, super nice trophy ram that you were able to harvest down here at Southwind Hunting Adventures.
Man, that is awesome. Look how thick he is, man. I mean, look at that. Look at all that fur. He is huge. Look at that big mane right there.
Beautiful.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Well, come on down to Southwind's Whitetail Hunting Adventures and you'll have a opportunity of a lifetime, man. Kill a ram, kill a big buck, kill some whatever animals that we have here available. You have a good time, man?
Fantastic time.
Come on, man. Give me some.
Craig, that was a nice shot on that trophy ram down here at Southwind Hunting Adventures. But let's switch gears. I want to get in on some of the action, and I've set up this ground blind. We've got a big, call the big pivot, and it's a big field, and we've got CRP, and we rotate the crops, and there's this little food plot in the back of this, actually just CRP field, and I've set up a blind, and I've been getting this nice 8-point, really nice 8-point, got a little bit of trash on him, been following him around, and I've got this blind set up. It's getting kind of late in the day. We just got finished with Craig's hunt. I'm gonna go jump in the blind and let's see what happens.
So I'm set up in the CRP. We've got a little food plot right in the middle of it.
surrounded by CRP on all sides. It's getting cold. It is January. Well, it's December 29th. It's a few days before New Year's. And I just feel like this is going to be a good area. And the deer are transitioning from here into the big fields to feed at night. So they're coming out of these pine trees, coming through all the CRP, staging in here, eating a little bit, waiting until dark time, and then easing on out to the big field. So this should be a good hunt. It's a little bit late in the day. It's around 4 o'clock right now, so we're gonna see what happens.
This episode is brought to you in part by Igniter Lighted Nocks, New Fletch Archery, and Seymour Peeps.
30 years of bow hunting has taught me that when it comes to gear, there's the best in everything else. Like these tiny LEDs, these powerful sticks help me to track arrow flight, identify shot placement, recover the arrow, and find the animal. Yes, look at this. They're Igniter lighted nocks from New Fletch, and I use them because they're the best, the brightest, most reliable, and they make me a better bow hunter. Light up your bow hunt with New Fletch Igniter lighted nocks, the best lighted nocks, period.
Kyle Lott here with Smag TV, and bow season is right around the corner, and we're practicing, getting ready, and we love to practice with our Igniter lighted nocks in our arrows. We like to simulate what it's going to be for deer season. We love these lighted nocks. They are durable, reliable, they never let us down. And if you want some of these Igniter nocks, go to New Fletch or IgniterLightedNocks.com. Order yours, use promo code SMACKED for $10 off, and get you a pack of these lighted nocks for $14.99.
All right, well, the ground blind, it didn't pay off. All I saw was a small 8 point, but I did get to see a cool piebald doe, which was always pretty fun. But while I'm trying to rethink my strategy and figure out where I need to go next, I'm gonna send it back to Preacher and Craig, and let's see how their axis hunt's going.
All right, so needless to say, if you buy yourself an axis call, you need to practice.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you very much for that. It's been great entertainment out here, waiting for the gas truck to show up. So.
Oh gosh, we've had a blast. We have had a blast.
Indeed, lots of fun.
Get your gun, there's an axis.
Well, as you can see, Preacher's trying to call up that old axis with that call, and it just ain't working. But now that they've got some fuel, let's see what they can come up with.
There he is. You see him right there? Oop. Okay. Let me cut the engine off. You dropped him on the spot, dog.
All right, don't lose track of the spot.
Well, it looks like the old axis hunt quickly turned into a black buck hunt when that trophy walked out. And that's one of the cool things about hunting down here. You never know what's going to step out and what might persuade you to change your mind and switch animals that you're hunting with. But Craig, that is an awesome black buck, an awesome trophy, and one awesome shot.
Good. Give my Patriots some love.
Nice black buck.
So we came out here looking for a big whitetail for my grandson, and there's so many beautiful animals out here, and took a couple of targets of opportunity. Got a nice ram with just a beautiful coat. Looking forward to making a rug for my granddaughter with that. I shot a ram, and today shot a black buck. We've been looking for the axis, but they're elusive. We saw them a bunch of times, but it's tough to get a shot on them. They make a heck of a hunt. It's a beautiful animal. A lot of different animals out here. We saw Pierre David, scimitar, rams, whitetail, fallow. I don't know how many animals we saw, but it's been a fantastic hunt, a great experience. Again, my 5th time here. We'll be back.
Hello, my name is Jack Flowers. I'm owner and operator of Southwind Hunting Adventures, located in North Florida near the Swanee River. We are open for hunting year-round, and our most popular game animal, of course, is white-tailed deer, but we also offer axis deer, black buck antelope, fallow, Sika deer, Pierre David, and the list goes on. Also, starting in October through March, we have our monthly pheasant shoots. Along in the fall, we will also have dove hunts and quail hunts available. We'd like to invite you to come and be with us. Bring your family, your friends, or if you want to bring a corporate hunt in, we would be happy to accommodate you for that.
This episode is brought to you in part by TC Outdoors, Tree Stand Buddy, and Broadstead Media.
So why does Whitetail Edge use Black Widow deer lures? It's 100% pure whitetail deer urines. It's never brown or broken down. Black Widow deer lures are always fresh, collected and bottled within 24 hours of collection to guarantee freshness. So why should you use Black Widow deer lures? Because it works. Visit www.blackwidowdeerlures.com.
Hey y'all, Kyle Lott here with Smack TV, and I want to talk to y'all about something that I get questioned on a lot of times, and a lot of people that deal with Black Widow get questioned on a lot of times, and that is what I have in my hand here. The gold label and the red label. The gold label being the northern deer and the southern being the red label. And we get questioned about, is this a marketing scheme? Is there any science behind it? And Black Widow is ahead of the game, and they've been ahead of the game for 15 years. And when I mean, why are they ahead of the game? They're the only deer lure company that does this, that bottles deer from a northern deer and a southern deer. There's been research by Dr. James Kroll, which is better known as Dr. Deer, about the different types of subspecies, the northern subspecies being coming off the Borealis subspecies, and the southern deer coming off of the Virginianus subspecies, and they're different. They're different bodies, they're cousins. So with that, they're going to give off different smells, different secretions when they urinate. Their urine is going to be different. So you know, the gold label for your northern deer guys, there's research proving that the northern deer gives off different secretions than the southern deer, and so as what they eat. You know, and the old age says you are what you eat. So there has been research about it. This is not a marketing thing. So if you're in the north, use the gold label. If you're in the south like we are, use the red label. And anyway, y'all check out Black Widow deer lures, and there is scientific proof that these two different deer actually have different secretions and smells in their urine. So check them out, blackwidowdeerlures.com.
All right, so I've been scouting around and I found the perfect place for me to put this stand. We've got a big game trail coming through, probably two of the biggest game trails that we've seen on this piece of property. And it's a cutover pine, some thin pines, and then we got a big oak flat in front of us and to our left. And the deer have been staging up in this area. The rut's almost over, but right now they're just coming to food. So we've put out our corn coat, and you can't match the Black Widow deer lure. We sprayed that everywhere, and hopefully I can get that 8-point to come in.
Man, I'm excited. We have two of the biggest travel corridors that we have on this side of the property coming through right here. Me and Kyle put up our stand. We're right off the backside of two big trails. We got lock-on and a ladder. And we've had a bunch of good deer coming in this area. We put out our corn coat. Y'all saw me put out the Black Widow. It's a little bit after the rut, but we've got our third rut kind of coming in. Right now it is New Year's Eve, or day before New Year's Eve. And it's been really cold down here in Florida. But it's warmed up just a little bit today, which is good because these deer shut down when it gets cold. When it's 15, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, these deer shut down. So it's warmed up. It's now 63, and that's pretty good for us. That's exactly what we need. We've got some CRP and some cutover pines behind us. We got this oak flat right here coming from one of their bedding areas, going to the food plot where they've been feeding. So hopefully this is going to be a good afternoon. A very, very, very slow afternoon. We hadn't seen anything. We've seen a few side come behind us, but not a single whitetail. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. I mean, it's getting about time for them to start moving pretty heavily, but I mean, we haven't seen anything yet.
Well, hunt didn't pan out like I was hoping it would. I wasn't able to get a shot on the big buck, but if you come back next week, maybe he'll walk out. Thanks for watching Southwind Hunting Adventures. I'm your host, Jared Lott. See you next week. To book your hunt at Southwind Hunting Adventures, go to southwindwhitetails.net and also follow us on Facebook at Southwind Hunting Adventures.